Our grand final begins on Whispers of Gold here in Olimoleague, edition 230. In the bottom right corner, our red Zerg player playing his first official series against his opponent in 5 months. That's amazing. And we got to catch this one now. It is Dark in the bottom right, and this is a best of 5. ZvP, as his opponent in the top left, is going to be herO. And we kick off and get underway. Whispers of Gold played on the most recent PTR version. Grand final, best of 5, like I say, getting straight into it, no time to waste. Let's enjoy some games of SC2 as we wrap up the day of Olimoleague coverage. Like I say, let's hope for a good best of 5. I would have said, I feel like Dark has not been kind of playing as much, and do you feel as though Dark's the one who's kind of stepped back a little bit compared to like herO, who has been kind of playing in most things still? We'll see what that means for this series. We'll see if Dark is truly an underdog or if herO can look good. Probe is going to get across, but the hatchery's already down on the natural, so no surprises in terms of blockages or anything. Just going to have ourselves the hatch, gas, and pool all building on the side of Dark. So hatch, gas, and pool coming up, the gateway building as well at the front from herO. He's going to get a nexus down on the natural expansion and get that straight underway. Thought Dark was going to the military. Yeah, no one really knows when Dark is going. No one really has that information outside of Dark, I imagine. So, yeah, we don't know. We keep assuming we've seen the last of Dark, but clearly he's not gone yet. He's still playing some online events. He might not play another major tournament, but yeah, might be able to just keep on playing some online stuff for a little while longer still. Yo, Doc Mostaza, thank you so much for the Prime sub over on the Twitch. Appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing great. Thanks for supporting the stream today. If you guys have been enjoying, do consider doing all the things, following the Twitch channel, liking and subscribing on the YouTube is really amazing, helps us out a whole bunch. Obviously, you can be like Doc and Prime sub on Twitch as well. Want to support for free. All of it allows us to keep on casting events and also running our own tournaments. Not selling out as much today, but tomorrow it's WardiTV tournament time again, so don't worry. We'll be selling out a little bit again tomorrow. Fear not. Fear not. Dark Stony Zerg in a lot of tournaments. Yeah, Shin's been pretty good lately, though. I'm pretty consistent. It really is going to be like Shin and Solo waving the Korean Zerg flag if Dark is gone. And Rogue, I guess, as well. Rogue kind of returning does help with that whole thing. Oracle building on the Stargate here initially. The Warp Gate is producing. Adept on the way. Link Speed Queen and a few drones in production. We get ourselves an early game, which obviously just takes a few moments to settle into because, well, early game PvZ. Oh, it's the typical Wardy comment. Early game PvZ, nothing happens. But it doesn't, right? Not much happens early in this matchup a lot of the time. In this case, we are going to move ourselves in toward a, a couple of adepts. The Oracle count is going to go most likely up to 3. And obviously, there's a world here where you play only the one Oracle into tech, but the second Oracle's already building. I think we're in a world where if you build 2 Oracles, 3 Oracles is very likely just going to be worthwhile as well. As a couple of Adepts continue down to the bottom side, a few drones are coming up, Creep Humors on the way, Spore Crawlers producing. These Adepts are going to shade into the natural as the Creep Tumor in the front goes down. The Lings looking to wrap around on those Adepts, but the Adepts don't commit. And Oracle 3 is indeed on the way up. Yeah, herO's kind of wild enough to maybe go a bit further than that as well. 4 Oracles is not outside of the question, I would imagine. As the Queen continues to push the Oracle over the right-hand side, so they get pushed over the edge. Blair, Overlords, drones, and a Queen continue to produce a few more Lings coming out. Twilight Council, Forge, and Nexus building on the side of herO as the Oracle will finish. That's Oracle number 3 completing. A couple of Adepts still on the way. And we do have ourselves Dark moving into the middle of the map with a few units. Again, Overlord Speed is producing as we speak. A couple of Extractors coming through. The Spore Crawler in production. Adepts are going to go shading about. And go straight in toward the natural. Going to commit there. As the Lings do find a bit of a wraparound, and Oracles will activate. Taking a lot of damage. I'm scared for how much damage those Oracles are taking. First Oracle already taking a bit of a beating, especially on low HP. We get through for what, 3 drones? 4, a little bit of lost mining time into the main base. We find 5 and 6 workers. It's 7. It should be 8. Maybe more, actually, as these Adept. This Adept is going to get out of the surround. Target fire is good for 9. That went very wrong very quickly as herO is regenerating some HP on these Oracles. Takes hits on the healthiest ones. They're all in the orange and red. He's going to recall those out of trouble as we are going across the map as Dark. Lings moving across, still in production with Lings as well. Bane Nest building, and Queens are on the way too. So we are sending it here as Dark thinks he is going to be able to capitalize, going across the map and just trying to hit herO where it hurts the most. Overlord speed, and the Overlord is ready to drop. And the Oracle's obviously looking to be a big part of this defense. Battery not ready on the third base. We're going to try and get the Stasis Ward down. Dark doesn't do anything about that just yet. A couple Lings maybe going onto that would be nice. Ling's going to peel toward the natural. As the Queen's just hitting whatever they can. We pull back here towards the rest of these units. Banes will start to morph in. We're going to set another Stasis Ward up. Doesn't look like anything will target fire that. We have 6 Queens here right now. Oracles are going to start dropping pretty quickly. And when these Lings pop out of stasis, I mean, honestly, it's not too bad that they've been caught because they're going to be able to team up with their other units. Banes go through. They blast down a few of the probes there as well. Stalker count holding on as we are closing in on Blinken +1. That would do a lot for herO right now, but until then, these Stalkers are going to remain in trouble, especially as the Lings look to wrap around them. Going to get a couple more kills at the very least. Those Lings on the top side continue to get those Stalkers. Continue to do very well as we do dive in and we do play a bit of cleanup. Over here now on the third base, we are still dealing damage to this base. Can that be saved at all? I'm not too sure. Just going to get rid of this pylon at the same time, though. So pylon will fall. herO going to be now able to blink, and that's going to give him the efficiency to probably play cleanup without losing much else. Obviously, the Nexus goes down. The Dropper Lord is going to live for a couple more seconds. We play lift up on the Queens, but then they die anyway. The Lings, though, because the Stalkers blink forward, actually capitalize, and a lot more Stalkers go down. Dark able to find a little bit more value at the end there, as the Stalkers thought they could blink aggressively, but not able to make the most out of that. Dark has creep here as well, as these Queens will do what they can. A few Lings showing up, but they actually back away pretty quickly. We would try and make a Dropper Lord as though he was going to get the Queens out of there, but cancels that. Revelation to clean up the creep tumor. All said and done, herO, well, he's on 2 bases. Resources lost favors Dark, actually, so he's been able to trade efficiently. And he's built up 3 bases and 56 drones behind this, so I think this is okay for Dark. He's going to be on his way to melee upgrades as well, so he's got some tech on the army, more so than just the fact that this is Ling Queen. He's got, obviously, the Baneling Nest, at least. He has a lair, so he could get Baneling speed as well from here. He's actually just making another Dropper Lord, so 56 drones and now unit production again. I think Dark is ready to go for round 2. Operation Never Let the Zerg have a third base. But he also drops an infestation pit. Interesting choice when you're building purely units in this moment. To then be like, hey, yeah, I'm going to go get the, the infestation pit and play into the future tech and some future options. That's a little bit of a surprise. Infestation pit coming through, melee upgrades, and the Bane speed coming up. Again, +2 attack on the way from herO. The Oracle on the way up. RoboBay producing. A few Lings get to the center, and they're going to be able to perhaps play a wrap around on those few Stalkers as well. Going to try and run across. Wrap around, we manage. Rest of the Lings coming over as well. Our sentries are going to get grabbed also here. So a couple sentries go down. Oh, Dropper Lord. Dropping the Banes into this mineral line, going to find a bunch of damage, so 12 probes dead. The Baneling drop is going to be successful as these Lings are still surrounding and killing Stalkers over here. Oracle going to activate. The sentries are going to be left behind. They can't blink away like the Stalkers can. And Dark continues to find value with the Zerglings as he chases down every Stalker possible. Maybe he has to back away here as reinforcements show up, but man, the damage is being done. Now on his way to Hive. 2-2 upgrade. Still only 54 drones as he heads to Hive. Obviously has gotten a 4th base up. He's building a 5th hatchery now as well, so those are important additions and important notes because it means that he's really set up for the longevity of this game rather than this just being a here and now situation. Wouldn't it be better to warp in Zealots or Adepts? Not really. It's kind of rough because the Zealots and Adepts, they tiered good against the Lings, but in theory, the Stalkers still trade better if you can keep them alive. I think there's definitely an argument to be made for it, but the Zealots also... Zealots and Adepts right now would struggle with mobility between the bases too, and I don't know if that's a major factor. I also think that if you build Zealots and Adepts, then Dark just stops, morphs in Banelings, and then crashes into you, and then you're in a lot of trouble. Whereas before, he hadn't, until now, he didn't really stop to morph in the Banes, but he could have done that if he saw Zealots being warped in. So I think that's probably part of the reason why we just don't, because herO knows he kind of needs a Stalker count to be okay for the rest of this game. Because it's not just about surviving here and now. There's no point in living if you're then just going to be on a terrible army, right? So... yeah. You could probably argue it the other way as well. Like, maybe there's just a misread from here and he should have gotten something else. But, I mean, it's been a tough scenario. He only has Blink as his upgrade. Nothing else off the Twilight Council so far. Couple Zealots. Yeah, maybe like 3 Zealots to like play the tanking game for some of the Stalkers too. I don't really disagree. I think there's probably logic behind only building the Stalkers from herO as well, to be fair. Viper's on the way up. +2/+2 melee upgrades, as we obviously have that Hive fully operational. Hydra Den is available too. Obviously get some Hydra upgrades going. Has the Adrenal plans as well. Either Hydra upgrades or we start getting the Lurker Den ready. Pick your Poison Dog. Choose how you're going to play out this game. Zealots and Chokes. Yeah, but the problem is the Zealots can't... The problem is Zealots and Chokes are amazing, yes, but how... If you put the Zealots in the choke points, the Lings just aren't going to be in the choke points to fight them. Not where the Zealots need to actually be helping. I think that's the issue. That's maybe the issue as well. Ultra Cavern on the way. Adrenal Gland still building as Dark is looking to make sure that he can clean up this army. The Dropper Lord is good for a few probes again. Dark build that Hydra Den. He's not going to do much with it. The Viper is very important right now. Abducting the Colossus through is likely going to do a lot for you as we do save the Colossus with the Prism there. However, now the Prism gets abducted. Now the Colossus is going to take damage again. Ling's trying to play the wrap around here. The Banelings, everything is stacked up. As the Force Fields expire, these Banes are going to crash through into a lot of clumped up Protoss. We do blink back across the Force Fields. The Banes still connect. I mean, they don't do major damage to the Stalkers, but the Lings will capitalize on the splash that was dealt as they chase those Stalkers down. Darkcroft dropping creep in the middle of the map to speed up some of his units. Supplies are going to come out still. Dark ahead on Workers, but actually herO ahead on Army. He's going to kill a bunch of Overlords right now. It's going to not have an immediate impact, but nice to get something there. Punishing Dark for losing control of the center. He is still building Ling Bane. Ultra Cavern finished, right? So we could make Ultras, but they don't have Kiteness. And again, Stalkers don't even know if you really want to build Ultras because you're just inviting them to be kited all day. Building Counter Forces a recall. That will give Dark a bit of breathing room, but a short map. Doesn't take long for herO to get back across the other side as game number 1 of this grand final. Definitely showing us the fun that herO and Dark can provide in a series. This is going to be very exciting so far. Temple Archives and the Prism continue to come up. +3 melee builds from Dark as well. So getting that +3 melee upgrade on the way as well currently. 36 additional Zerglings in production. Chitinous plating is on the way out as well. Things move to the top side. Stalkers and Zealots will be there to push the Lings back. Now we have some Banes going to show up around the left side as well. The Nexus building on that 4th base. A couple of Lings going to turn onto the Stalkers. Banes just keep rolling. Going to hit this pylon and enter this mineral line. Lings actually wrapped around the Morphing Archons currently. Already a lot of probes going down. We should finish off those Archons, absolutely. The Banes now just going to try and find anything they can. We kill the 4th base during this as well as Dark is everywhere. The swarminess of these Lings is becoming very impactful as, yeah, we have pretty much just done enough to get herO out of this game finally. As Dark, it took a good few attempts to make herO leave. Eventually he did enough to absolutely be ahead and to win game number 1. Dark takes in 2 as we have got in the bottom left-hand corner. Down a map, our blue Protoss player unable to really recover from the Ling, Queen, Bane, consistent pressure and aggression, commitment. This is herO in the bottom left corner of Ultra Love. In the top right, our red Zerg Dark. Man, it is a pleasure to cast these guys again. It's so much fun watching these two play. Like I say, I was a bit jaded on this matchup because we probably casted like 15 times earlier this year, and it lost its charm a little bit, but you know, only because sometimes like the games weren't like super good. You could tell they'd been kind of using up all their strats against each other. You give kind of a fresh herO Dark, fresh patch. Man, these two are so good. Scrappy games. herO has a chance until the end. His army honestly looks a little bit terrifying for a good chunk of that game as well. So, yeah, I think a lot of excitement here to continue this series as Dark has that 1-0 lead. The best of 5. Extract starts. Pool on the way. There's a hatch on the 3rd location. Next in the ZvP building up currently, just going to have ourselves the hatch and the pool. Coming about, probe nibbling up on some minerals. ZvP and Nexus all coming about. Again, a hatchery in the front, settling in. Overlord gonna chill. Few queens, and ling speed all coming about as that probe sets up. Drone moves over to the 3rd base, which is of course the natural, but it's the 3rd base location. And it's a Stargate opening game here from herO. So 2nd game now where that Stargate is going to be the choice. Warp gate building on the ZvP. As the Adept shades out onto the map. And let's see what herO gets up to over these next few moments. See if the Adept can find some damage. 2nd Adept will come up as well. Moving about, Ling speed coming through. Oracle is building on the Stargate. Chrono boosting that along. The Adept going to try and hit this mineral line. 2 drones taking some big hits there straight away as the Adept shades back a different direction. Ling speed drones and the Queen producing through on the side of Dark as a few Zerglings of Dark will head to the bottom left side of the map. On the warp gate coming up, couple probes and the pylons coming in. I think it's going to wrap around. They're actually going to get this Adept, so Adept will go down. Nice catch from Dark, already active on the map with some Lings. Going to try and find a pylon. The other Adept coming over from herO, so that's 2 Adepts down for 3 Lings. Fantastic start. As Dark. Again, we'll have to defend the Oracles, though. They were an issue last game. Dark took damage early on. Obviously, the Oracles and Adepts combined to kill, what was like 9 drones or so? It was pretty serious, and that's what instigated him going into the Ling Queen pressure. Drones going down immediately over there as the Oracles fly straight in. 5 workers drop right from the get-go. So damage done very early. And now the Oracles activate. Spore gets cancelled. Again, Lair building through, a couple of Overlords and the Queen producing, the gates and Nexus and the probes all coming about as well. So all of that is on the way in now. Additional gateways building up on the side of herO, so those get built as the Oracles fly in toward the main and then back over to the side. Gate's just going to continue through, the Oracles back away. As we do have the Lair building. That's about to finish up from Dog. Let's see what he wants to do off the Lair here on Ultralove. See what his choice will be. Twilight Council and Forge producing in from herO. Oh, there we go. Nidus Network on the way up as Dark is going to try to Nidus. Our boy herO right here. Oversteer coming online. The Twilight Council, Forge, and Oracle producing from herO. 24 Zerglings in production. Oof. Okay, here we go. Nidus is not going to be able to go anywhere in the main base. It will just be a Nidus outside the front of the third. We're currently energy overcharging the oracles. Give those some more energy, more stasis wards, more ability to just kind of fight during this. This hero will get ready to defend. These are the sort of attacks that you're concerned about as a Protoss player in this day and age with no battery overcharge. The units do see it though, so the Nidus getting spotted by these units just wandering forward is massive. We're going to get the queens out. We do not get the transfusion. The first queens did not have energy to transfuse. Disaster for Dark. Lings run in. They're going to get a good surround on the Stalkers, but it's going to come at the cost of all of those initial queens. The Oracles have energy for days because of energy overcharge. And the next Nidus goes down. Well, this is a shutdown already. herO, comfortable defense so far. Try to Nidus into the natural. The rest of the Lings pull back the other way. Ling Queen continues through. Nidus goes down, back into the center. Just going to be seeing the Lings into the top left side. Here is setting a 99 supply to the 96 of Dark currently. It's come about. Stalker's going to get turned around. +1 blink. Oracle gates, forge probes. You're just so cozy at the moment. Dark on his way to that Hydra Den, going to try and get to Hydras, but you commit to a Ling, a Ling Queen Nidus all in, and you don't do anything. Like, this should not be a good game for you. And now these Oracles again, still full of energy as well, some of them, so they can chase these Lings down, get some damage dealt. Find a creep tumor as we're at the front, and we're now on blink and +1, so these Oracles are now going to become protection for the Stalkers against the Lings, and the Stalkers can trade out throughout. Get back around the other side. Hydra still producing, Groove Spines on the way. Charge and armor upgrade producing in as well, as we do see the Stalker's going to start poking into the third. Stasis Ward catches 2 of those Lings. We go back around the right side. Overlord will go down. The Stalkers of herO going to step up. Creep Tumor goes down. The other Queens are getting chased away. 5 additional Hydras building up currently. The Overlords are coming out as we speak. Back through the center, a couple more Creep Tumors now in Overlord. I mean, again, herO utilizing the fact that he's got Blink Stalkers that can kind of dodge and dart around as much as possible, and they can really try and avoid and keep themselves out of trouble. Moving to the top, another Overlord goes down, jumping onto the 4th base. And Stasis Wards for days to start protecting here. The Zerglings will start to drop the Lings. Got to be careful what runs in. There's so many Stasis Wards too. We do a pretty decent job of setting them off. Now those Stasis Wards kind of act as a bit of a force field. Will funnel units through. And the Stalkers continue to play the escaping game. We're up to 5 Oracles at the moment. We've gone from Oracle to Moracle. And apparently we're going to stop there for the moment at least, as we do have the Hydra Ling getting pushed back a little bit. Kind of funny because herO can retake the Watchtower with those Stalkers. Still got +2 attack and +1 armor on the way now. +2 armor has +1 finishes. As herO's upgrades looking fantastic as well. Dark is working to Hive off of a low drone count. The most dangerous Dark is a Dark with, an economy you expect him to lose the game with usually. Stalkers and the Oracles come back around the right. As the Storm starts for him as well. Oh, Storm's obviously just a great addition. We'll see what we actually want to do off of the... Actually, very interested what we do off of the Hive immediately as Dark. Like, he's not set up on a Lurker Den. That's the Hive. The Hydra's coming through. The +1 missiles coming over. Hydra coming back through. Dash on the way up. Dark's had some really fun moments with the Hydra dash. I can't believe we've gone to Hive just for Hydro Dash, but nothing else is coming online just yet from the Hive, so... Storm finishes, +3, +2 on the way up. Oh, what was that Storm? Not sure. Misclick maybe? Anyway, Stalk is pushing in with the Storm support. We're going to start hitting these Lings. We're going to start hitting these Hydras. Damage being done. Lings pushing through. Stasis Ward's catching across the board. The Queens are going to turn back around. A couple more Lings dropping. Hydras still taking shots as our Stalkers blink over. Hydra's still taking damage. That's a good little... set of rocks getting knocked down. Just going down. Road Shadow going to come try play wrap around. Storm's going down. A lot of Lings getting stuck. Lings getting caught in a stasis ward as well. Hydra still taking damage. As the Roach speed comes through, the +2 missiles comes in. A little dash as we try and work our way across the map to make something happen or surround on this army. I mean, Dog's got to make some serious plays at the moment. There we go, from two different sides. A couple of Storms go down. The Hydras have to step away. The Lings are going to run through. We Hydra dash to try and close the distance. I feel like Dog was trying to set us into a very cool kind of initial move, an initial surround, but he just couldn't manage it. We now try and brute force our way in, but this is a choked up situation. You know, with Storm still available, he's right to dash away. Still love the dash, honestly. I feel like that dash is a very fun ability. I like it. I just will. Get another Storm. We dash backwards. We try and kite. This is not an army from Dark that's really meant to fight an army that's as teched up as heroes. He tried to stay in this game. The fact hero's on his way to a Mothership and a Tempest is kind of just rubbing salt in the wound. Dark is never going to be that much of a threat in this game, as that is going to be Dark. Going to drop a Nidus here as well, just in case heroes stop chasing. I've got no idea what's going on at this point. Do not think that was the play, as the +2 missiles comes up on the Evo chamber. This whole army of Dark works back into the center of the map. I just dash forwards, try and see what they can do. I mean, this is still not an army that works or does anything. We're going to kill the Oracles. They're just kind of fighting and A-clicking. I don't blame Hero. He will win this no matter what. That's going to be GG's. There it is called as well, as Dark taps out. And we are going to tie up 1-1. Hand side our blue Protoss player. This is herO. Taking on our red Zerg. In the bottom left, we have Dark. Let me figure out who will take the lead in this one. Dark had the lead originally. herO now evens it up. Can Dark retake a lead? Can herO take a lead for the first time? Play lanes our map. Game number 3. Best of 5. Take a moment to breathe a little bit, guys. Been a fun series, been a fun day. We've I actually think out of all the... I don't think we've casted a bad series today. I think the worst series we casted might have been Beyond Clem. A little bit inactive, pretty quick one-sided games for the most part. I legitimately think that might have been the most, the worst game of the day. Like, Dark Rung was really good. It just got better and better. Bjorn Zan was good. Oliver herO was good. It's been a good day. It has been a good day. What is live replay casting? It means I'm live, but it also means that usually when I say live replay cast, I mean we're treating it as though it's live because the games were played at a very recent amount, or very recently. So it is replay casting, but these games were played just a little bit earlier on today. And they are fresh, they're not old or anything. They're not like weeks old, they are fresh, new. Like I say, pretty much usually when I say it's like the first time people see the replays, but in this case, obviously Olimoleague was broadcast, it was just broadcast on Chiswick. This is the first time it's broadcast outside of that Korean streaming platform, so it's not quite the same, admittedly, but like, yeah, take for it what you will. Yeah. Just means a little bit of everything in that regard. It's a very exposed cybercore. You guys chatting about the wall. It's not super pretty, is it? herO struggles to wall at the best of times. Never mind on new maps, okay, guys? Leave herO alone. It's difficult being a Protoss. Well, you're having to wall off every game. Held to perfection every time, otherwise you get punished for it. Ay. Link speed is building up. The Queen's drones on the way through. Overlord producing as well. As we have first few moments on ley lines, not going to be all that hectic. Just the Adepts hanging out the front. Obviously, a couple Lings got in. The Adept dealt with that, and we do have our Stargate finished, and the Oracle will begin. So Oracle begins to produce. On we go. He's going to shoot. Oracle will take some damage. Drones will take a few shots in return. That Roach still building from Dark. So he is going to get the Roach up. That Oracle takes a lot of damage. Only 7 HP remaining on it. That time frame from when the PTR rolls over onto live? No, we have no idea. Personally, I was kind of expecting this week or next week. Or like within a week from now. But that was really just a guesstimate based on how long it usually takes. We don't actually have any official information on that, unfortunately. Pilot Council still building through here. The Nexus is halfway done. Roach, Overlord, Spores, all producing on the side of Dark as we just have the Roaches on the way off of 36 drones, which kind of means that he's going to send it, right? Going to be aggressive. Roach is producing. Dark. Always loved a good old Roach attack at the best of times. Now Protoss has no battery overcharge. Probably feel pretty good about these things. It is triple Oracle, which means you do have some defensive capability with the Oracles. Those being at a number of 3 definitely helps. President Glaive is going to start, so that is going to be herO's follow-up. That doesn't really help you against the Roach section of this, but it would be great on a counter-attack, so maybe some possibility of something happening there. Couple stasis wards continue into place. Some Roaches move their way over. The few Lings are gathering up. Plenty of Overlords on the way from Dark as we actually had another Oracle in as well. I see the stasis catching a few Lings already. I mean, honestly, I'm going to say activate these Oracles, cancel some of these Ravagers. The Queens are kind of a little bit split up. I feel like maybe we could have dove on that first Queen and then the second before the other 3 catch up. I mean, the Adepts are going to do kind of the same thing right now. Obviously, no creeps, so the Queens can't transfuse. Here are the... We actually get... Well, that's actually great. We kill a Queen and we shade back before we lose an Adept. Love that move. Glaives is not far from being done. I'm actually a big believer all of a sudden that Glaive is going to be pretty impactful here, as I don't actually think there's a way to fight this as Dark. He's going to lose the Queens very quickly to 4 Oracles. I'm actually going to be even seeing herO microing back effectively, so keeping that Oracle in the front alive. Going to maybe come back in. Glaives is going to finish soon. Battery overcharge. Sorry, energy overcharge used on the battery, as the batteries will keep the Oracles alive currently through this Queen damage. 1 Oracle goes down, but all the Queens will fall. And the Roach Ravager that remains is really not going to be enough. Dark gets turned away with his aggression on ley lines, and he's going to give the game up right there. He knows that this needed to do more than what it did. He did not even scratch the surface of that 3rd base. Lines, we can just go. And see if this man in the top right can tie us up and take us to an ace match. In the top right corner, our blue Zerg player is Dark. And in the bottom left, our red Protoss player is herO. Game 4 of this best of 5 grand final, Olimoleague 230. So good to have Olimoleague back. Thank you again to Olimoleague for sending us the replays today and letting us once again provide you some coverage of these matches after they originally happened. We really appreciate it. In quite the day. One hell of a day. Alright, well, I guess all settled in. Probe moving about. Hatch gas on the way up. Here on Amygdala. What other tricks does Dark perhaps have up his sleeve? Probe gonna nibble. Drone gonna take some damage. Cybercall will be done soon. We can see if herO does any sort of movement away from the Stargate. Maybe a Twilight-based opener. You could also go Stargate like one Oracle into Glaives if he wants to try and mix it up a little bit further. Options and possibilities. Settling speed continues through. It's 2-1 for Dark. It is not. It is 2-1 for herO. It's been a long day. I don't think it's been so long that we got the score. Pretty sure. If it is 2-1 for herO, someone if it is 2-1 for Dark, someone please slap some sense into me. Throw some water over me and wake me up. Look at that forge, by the way, from herO. Super fast forge. She's going to go for a fast upgrade. Maybe like a fast +1 kind of attack. Hallucinates here to push the Overlord away. Get that kill early. Will supply block Dark for a couple seconds. Think speed finishing very shortly as the +1 attack again continues through the warp gate. Building, there's the Twilight. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe like a +1 charge attack. Maybe even like +1 charge lot Archon. It's a very interesting build. It's definitely very different from the Stargate. I said maybe here I'll try something a bit different. Well, he is going to try something extremely different with this. I mean, Dark's been very aggressive. He's been attacking a lot, so we'll wait to see what exactly Dark wants to crank out into this match as well. Pro drone dropping down from him. About 335. Yeah, a little early on the early side of things. Nexus drops onto the third base, so we're just gonna take a Nexus. Dark Shrine, okay. Just gonna go +1 with DT. I don't know if I've ever seen this one before. I mean, the fast forge is something in itself anyway, right? As you see a couple lings coming over, Sentry and the Stalker coming back through, the +1 attack on the forge still building. Yeah, Dark Shrine building, battery on the way up, 7 roaches. Producing as well, so all 7 of those roaches just continue into play. The Overlords are producing, another Stalker finishing. And that Blink is on the way, so Blink coming up. Blink's moving across, just going to be seeing the Nexus there. And Dark Shrine still coming through, the couple of gates are building, the Hallucination will take more hits as the Queen fires back. What a weird build from herO. Dark, lab building, he's making a lot of lings, he's morphing in Ravagers. Dark has got nothing but aggression on his mind. I do not think herO has the slightest clue that this is happening. I mean, I guess Dark could just, I guess DTs do defend this until an Overseer arrives. Maybe herO does know what he's doing. Let's see if the +1 attack saves you, as we do have the DTs warping in. I mean, what's our nearest overlord? I think it's in the middle of the map right now. We'll have to morph into an overseer. Hallucinate Colossus gets piled down. Again, Blink coming through. There is the Overseer morph, and we just need to deal with the DTs. There's not really anything in this game for herO apart from 2 DTs, and as soon as they're visible, I do not know what the plan is at that point. And third base will go down. Can we get Ravager at least with the DTs? There's the Overseer. No, we cannot. So both the DTs die. Maybe move towards the natural. Well, batteries going down. I mean, more DTs on this third as well. They get piled. Ugly build for herO, especially with what Dark does. Dark just comes up across with a build that just absolutely kills the man. Yeah. We'll get back onto the Nexus. Ravager's going to keep on clearing up. The DT has been doing some damage on the other side, but I mean, I don't see what stops Dark from just winning this game. And I love the Spire. It's like a, you're far enough ahead where a Spire is going to be nigh on impossible to realistically deal with. 8 probes going down. The Ling Ravager continues through. The Stalkers are dropping. Solid probe. All in trouble here as we just make our way all the way in, and this should be good enough. A cheeky little GG's. And Dark is going to take game 4 and push us all the way through to a 5th and final game here tonight in the Olimoleague. I was a little bit perplexed by the game. What a build from herO. Would have loved to maybe stew in this grand final. In the bottom right-hand corner, a red Protoss player. This is herO. He takes on the blue Zerg in the bottom left corner of the map, Dark. Dark have upgrades? No. It was just a very quick Ling Ravager attack, no? Don't think he had any time for any upgrades. I mean, the game ended at like 7 minutes, I guess it ended at 7 minutes. He was ready to attack at like 5, so. Archons keep Blink Stalkers safe from Lings. Pushed with Archon Blink +1. Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, whenever you get a Forge quickly, it almost always points to a timing, but like, yeah, I guess we just didn't really get to see it come to fruition. It would have been cool to see what happens, like I say, if he doesn't die. I just don't know if Dark is the correct player to use a build like that against, I just don't know if Dark is the correct player to use that kind of build against, because you die a lot of the time. Double gate going down from herO. He builds a Zealot. We'll start the Cybercore. Builds the Zealot before the Cybercore too, so he really wants to get that out quickly. herO will see the hatchery of Dark, so he knows about that. Forge building. Zealot coming through. Cybercore and the gateway coming up as well. Get all of that ready. Gas pool producing, just going to get the hatch on the left side. There's a pylon behind the third base. The drone transfers over. Pylon completes. Probe moves about. Just going to try and drop the cannon down. The drones transfer across again. Flings. Queen in the spine, all coming up. We are going to see the drones going to try and get across, so we are straight up just cannon rushing this base. Drones have pulled, obviously, because we have gone 2 gates, right? So we are going to have the Zealot support. They have to run from across the map, though. As Zealot goes down, Dark has a wrap on the cannons. He's going to go for this bottom one because it's closer to being done. Now goes for the top cannon. And this just fails. This just completely flops. What a weird little position we end up in. I mean, Dark is now building Lings and a lot of Lings. Ling speed coming up. He does still have 2 gates of units to contend with. herO is yet to expand. Stargate building. So herO is still on 1 base. Depths are going to shade. Lings, drones, what do you want to do? Make your choice right now, as that Stargate is going to finish very shortly. The Adepts get back down toward the bottom. A couple of Adepts still building. The Ling speed building up. Lings and Queen are on the way through as well. Adepts are going to shade into that main base, or at least threaten to. Yo, these Lings are just dying without Ling speed. They're just getting caught. 5 Adepts currently. And because Dark is kind of split, like, it's a bit awkward trying to move the Queens around to help the defense. Queen will go. Adepts take some damage, but like I say, we're losing a lot of Lings. The Adepts are being quite frustrating so far. Can I shade back into this main base potentially? I don't think there's many Lings here. You're going to commit to that shade. You're going to get a few drones. Dark is only 26 to 23 workers. I mean, hero's only just now expanding though. Adepts peel off to the side. We shade down to the low ground. The Lings get turned around again. The Lings get picked off. Still got Lings in production. The Queen going to take some damage. Obviously, finally expanding herO. I mean, now he just shades back into the main with these Adepts. How does the Cannon Rush flop so hard? And Dark mishandles the Adept play so much. That's kind of wild, no? He's actually going to GG out as well. Game is just over. Tournament is just over. herO with the complete flop of a Cannon Rush into just winning the game with the Adepts. That was not